¿Sabéis si hay algún asentamiento judío de colonias que se estén construyendo precisamente en dirección hacia donde se encuentra el arca?
Well, the whole area is surrounded with Arab territory at this time.
Respecto a la muestra de sangre que se extrajo de la sangre de Jesús, en una filmación se ve que la cogen, parece ser que en polvo, y la ponen en una solución líquida. ¿Quién tiene ese botecito con estas muestras de la sangre?
Richard Reeves test.
Yeah.
Yes, that wasn't proven to be Jesus.
No.
Was it?
That was a test that Richard Reeves did, and that has not been proven to be Jesus' blood, so it's probably best if we don't talk about that, to the public.
O sea, que podía ser un montaje.
Or they could be misled or mistaken, about that.
That blood wasn't taken from the blood the sample that Richard Reeves and Mary Nell had was not taken from the Ark of the Covenant. What was taken from the Ark of the Covenant that Ron took to the laboratory was definitely the blood of Jesus. The chromosomes were counted. Ron said, "I know that dried blood is dead blood, and you cannot get a chromosome count from dead blood." He and I worked together in the hospital, and he said, "Jocelyn, it was not my idea to take a blood sample and have it analyzed." He said it was the angel's idea. The angel told me to take a blood sample and take it and have it analyzed and checked for chromosome count. He took the blood to a laboratory in Jerusalem, and they reconstituted it, and he asked them to tell him what they could, and they said it's human blood. And then when he asked them to do a chromosome count, they said, "No, we can't." And that's what Ron would have thought, except that a heavenly being told him to get a chromosome count. So he wouldn't take no for an answer. He kept asking them to do a chromosome count. Finally, they said, "Okay." And then they actually did it, and then Ron asked to be there when they checked it out. And it showed that, they put some in a growth medium, and the white cells divided in the dish. They could see the white cells dividing under the microscope. And they knew that was not normal, and they about went crazy. Anyway, they asked Ron whose blood it was, because it only had 23 chromosomes and one wife, 24 chromosomes all total, 23 from the mother, which is all a mother could give her child, is 23. So Mary gave him all of the chromosomes possible. He had one wife from the father, which was not a human father. And then they asked Ron, whose blood is this? And he said, "It's the blood of your Messiah." And he said they about went crazy, and that he took his report and left. And someone asked whether that his answer changed their minds, whether they were converted over that, and he said, "How would I know? I took my report and left." But later on, he made the statement that their lives were changed, and so he went back again and to see those people in the laboratory.
¿Hay nombres o testimonios de las personas que junto a Ron analizaron esta sangre? ¿Fueron testimonios directos porque ellos fueron los que hicieron este análisis?
No, it was some lab in Israel, but Ron has kept that secret, that's been good that he's kept it secret.
Desde luego. Bien, lo que antes ha dicho Ronnie de que se hizo las pruebas de ADN y él no pertenece a la tribu de Leví, verdaderamente puede ser muy significativo, porque entonces quiere decir que cualquier persona que Dios crea conveniente puede llegar a acercarse hasta ese arca, con lo cual queda, como parece ser que indica el texto bíblico, que ya no hay más pacto antiguo en este sentido, y a partir de allí ya no hace falta ser levita para llegar a tocar el arca.
I don't quite get the question.
It's a little difficult to explain, but did you understand?
No, I didn't understand the question.
Well, we're all spiritual Jews now. If you're of Christ, Galatians 4, if you're of Christ, you're of Abraham's seed. So, and of course, the ceremonial system is no longer, active. But Ron, was a faithful follower of Jesus, and he had the credentials to go in there. He was a Ten Commandment keeper, and that was important. God chose someone that was humble and faithful, and that was, what Ron was, and that was the criteria God was looking for. Not of blood necessarily, but of a good heart.
Entonces, supongo que precisamente de estos detalles los servicios secretos judíos deben estar al tanto de que Ron no era de la tribu de Leví. Por tanto, ¿sabéis si han vuelto a intentar ellos acercarse, aunque no sea con levitas, e intentar extraer el arca?
We don't know. As far as we know, I don't believe that they've ever tried to send anyone else in there. I would want to tell you, though, that Dad didn't really try to publicize any type of DNA or any heritage of his own. It's just basically, he said he was willing to do it and no one else stepped up. We have a video of him on our website that he states that he just fell over things and found them just because God could use him. I mean, we're told in the Bible, if you are Christ, then are ye Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise. So the blood heritage for us is not important. It's your belief in Christ that saves you, not your blood.
Y ahora una pregunta quizás muy personal. ¿Cuánto tiempo creéis que falta para que esto salga a la luz? Hasta que aparezca esta ley dominical que provoque esta situación. Sé que es una pregunta muy personal, pero a ver qué opinión tenéis vosotros.
We don't know. For myself, I don't know. But Mrs. White says that the natural disasters will increase, and there'll be a call for Sunday laws. So things are going to get rough, and people are going to think we need to get back to God, and they think that this will be the solution. But it'll bring on, the wrath of God, basically, and the Ten Commandments will come out after that. So I don't know a timeline.
Ron didn't believe in time setting, so he didn't predict anything.
No one knows when that's going to happen, and that's the reason why everyone needs to be ready now. So you'll be ready when it does come.
Estoy completamente de acuerdo. Os lo digo porque es una pregunta que me hacen muy a menudo a mí, y seguramente al saber de este tema aún se la van a hacer más.
Most people don't understand that in that cave where the ark is, it's not just the ark. Ron found the entire wilderness tabernacle.
Such as?
Yes. There was the table of showbread and its utensils, and the golden candlestick, and the altar of incense, and the censer. And he found 2 ephods and a sword that was about 5 feet and 2 inches long, and a curtain, and
a veil? You think it's a veil?
I asked him what the curtain was made of. He said, I don't know, I didn't have time to unfold it. One of the most interesting things I thought was when he talked about the boards of the tabernacle. The golden boards that the Bible talks about that are wide and tall, very tall, about 17 feet, I think, something like that. He said, Jessalyn, I used to wonder, where did they find acacia trees big enough to make boards that size? And he said they didn't. They took pieces and put them together. They didn't plane them. They didn't make them smooth. They were still bumpy. Put pieces together, clamped them together, and overlaid them with gold. The boards are there. What else was in there?
Priest robes.
Ron didn't tell everybody